Hello everybody, I hope you are good mentally, physically and in health. Today's lesson is only addressed to students, a master's student who are specialized in didactic of English as a science of teaching, who are currently pursuing a teacher training certificate like the BGCE in the UK, or who are teaching English as a foreign language and willing to sit for the doctorate exam. Long story short, our topic today is associated with the subdiscipline that is TEFL. TEFL is a subdiscipline of a broader discipline which is called didactic. The topic that I'm going to talk about and linked to TEFL obviously has to deal with the learner's motivation. So learner's motivation to improve or to enhance our performance. I mean, teaching or as a teacher, you need the learner's motivation. You need to attract their attention. So the title is the importance of learner's motivation to enhance our teaching performance. So, as I explained here, motivation is not a broader, only one specific term that has a specific definition. It is a broader term, a broader definition, a broader concept that can be divided into three different types. I'm talking about extrinsic motivation, intrinsic motivation, and integrative motivation. Why motivation is important? Why? Because, needless to say, learners will not attract or will not be interested about what you are giving them, about what you are presenting, if they are not motivated, if they do not have a self-motivation, if they are not self-esteem. So they will not focus on your lesson. They will not grasp the knowledge you are giving to them. You need to create a fun learning. You need to be intellectual, to be flexible enough to adapt yourself with the learners, to provide the techniques that suit their differences, etc. This is for the sake or for the reason to provide fun learning. To provide fun learning. So we are talking about fun learning. I'm talking about fun learning. This is the essential part. Fun learning has to deal with the learner's performance. Fun learning has to deal with the learner's performance. If you create a good atmosphere, they will engage automatically. Now, let us talk about the different types of motivation. Now, motivation. Now, when we talk about motivation, we can extract from this broader concept three different types. The first one is called intrinsic motivation. The second one is integrative motivation, and the third one is extrinsic motivation. Motivation, let's start with the first one, extrinsic motivation. What do we mean by this term? Intrinsic motivation means that learners will be motivated by themselves. It means it comes within the learners psychologically and mentally and desirable about the subject. They love subject, they want to learn it, they love English, so they are motivated to learn. Then we move to integrative and extrinsic. Integrative motivation, they have a mutual or the same elements, the same factors. Both of them influenced by an outside factors that make the motivation exist on learners. So integrative, the only difference between them is that integrative means learners they become motivated because due to the reason that to join other groups, to become part of a group, to be socially part of that types of groups. For example, some students or pupils want to join friends, but they are smarter, they are good worker, they can be described in a specific specific way. So they want to join them for that specific reason, because they want to join and be their friend. They need to be smarter like them. See, this is called integrative motivation. Extrinsic motivations, I'm going to move to the right side. Extrinsic motivation comes from outside factors. For example, learners, they motivated to learn because to have a good mark in the exam, or they are motivated because the teacher himself or herself provide a good way of teaching. They provide good techniques that attract the attention. Here is the important, is about teachers, how to provide a good learning atmosphere to your student or for your students. Now I'm going to draw figures to explain the preceding idea. So I'm going to omit this to explain what I mentioned earlier. So the figure will be as follows. The figure, it's like a chart, pie chart or chart, normal chart, table, etc. So this is how the chart will be. So in this box, or in this emptiness, I'm going to write the first term. It is called first term, sorry. We call it teacher interference. Here, learners engagement. In this box, we are going to combine them both. I'm talking about both. Learners motivation, engagement and teacher interference. What do we mean by the word interference? It means the teacher is going to interfere or to engage. For example, if learners need an assistant, some student needs guidance, so here teacher is going to interfere, okay, to engage with his learners. And here learners engagement means completely, control taken, the classroom taken by a student. They will take control over the situation, they will leave the classroom, present and learn by themselves, to be creative, to be autonomous, whatever. But the problem is we cannot focus only on one of them and separate them apart. We need to combine them. We need both of them. Here I'm referring to what? Teacher teacher-centered approach. So if we only, focus on this, apply this during the classroom context, so here, teacher interference means teacher-centered approach, a traditional way. A teacher is going to speak, to communicate with the students without letting them to engage. So they will write, They will be bored about what you're presenting. So they will just talk to themselves. For example, let us finish this hour and leave. This is ridiculous, etc. So when we move to the next one, learners' engagement, we cannot apply because learners, even if they are smarter, willing to learn, expert in the, knowledgeable about the subject, they need a guidance, they need a format, they need a procedures to follow the rules. They need a grammar, they need a format. For example, if you are talking about grammar, they need a format to follow the rules. So in order to provide solution for that problem, etc. When we apply them both, so here is students centered approach. If you apply student-centered approach and teacher-centered approach, combine them together, here you will assuredly have a fun learning. You will create it in during your presentation. This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about student-centered approach and teacher-centered approach. Apply them together. What you need is, you need to let your students, if they prefer to learn, because each student has his own preference. Some of them want to learn by hearing, some of them learn by action, by direct experience, and others may refer to, they prefer to learn by autonomous, as an autonomous learners. They want to be creative, learn by themselves. Especially this situation, you all observe it when you are giving them or matching tasks with the different groupings. For example, in listening, you are required to provide students to work in pairs, so that even if you have a pronunciation lesson or listening task, so they are required to work in pairs. But if you have a communicative based activity or speaking tasks, so obviously they will work in groups. But if you have a unique circumstance, when your students tell you to work alone, let them work alone. This is what is called learner styles. They prefer to work by themselves, prefer alone, to be creative, to show what they have. This is, the importance of learners' motivation. Let them be free, let them learn by themselves. If they provide you good results, let them. Okay? Do not be so over control. Sorry, do not take it seriously. Make it fun. Let them learn. As soon as they listen to you and give you good results, and do not make many mistakes, so yeah, let them learn by myself. This is the idea. This is the key knowledge. So at long last, I have finished with this presentation. It was recommended by some followers on Facebook, asked me about to describe this. This is why I'm presenting the lesson of motivation that is associated or related to TEFL as a sub-discipline of didactic. Thank you very much for your kind consideration and careful attention. I hope you spend or have a good day. Thank you very much. Goodbye.